Silva and Kaylee, and today this video is all about our upcoming backpacking trip. So I'm very excited. It's going to be Kaylee's first backpacking trip, and I have enough gear that I've collected that we can split it up, and that's what we're going to start with today. We're going to go over which pack of mine she's going to borrow and all the different gear that we'll be packing, ask her some questions and see how she's feeling about this upcoming backpacking trip. I'm really excited to share this with my daughter. This is going to be, we're going to the spot, we're going to recreate my first solo backpacking trip ever, and I can't wait. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out here. I'm sure I made tons of mistakes, but I had a fantastic time, and that's what started my whole adventure. So let's get going. First things first, let's figure out which of my spare 2 backpacks she is going to be using. First of all, let me tell you, I'll be using my Gossamer Gear Mariposa, which has been my go-to backpack this year so far. Kaylee's options for this trip are going to be the Osprey Aura backpack or my Hyperlight Mountain Gear Junction. So let's see which one fits her better. Now they are empty and they will fit a little bit different fold, but let's just see how they feel. There is a big difference in weight with them emptied, and I'll put that down below because I don't have it handy off the top of my head, but we'll see. Is that good? I don't know. I mean, did you tighten it up? You want the weight to sit on your hips.
Feels okay.
So this one fits okay. It feels a little big on her right now. It is a small. She's kind of short-waisted, so maybe she would need an even smaller pack, but we don't have a smaller one available. So let's see, let's try the Osprey. That is too big.
No.
Ow. This pack is too big for her.
Yeah, that one.
I think there's a way to adjust it, but I barely used it even though I bought it. It was my first backpack. It's not going to work. We're going to have to go with the Hyperlight. Now that that's decided, let's move on to the actual gear going in the pack. I'm going to be using my Big Agnes quilt. I believe this is my 20-degree quilt. And Kaylee will be using the Big Agnes Blue Lake 25-degree sleeping bag, mommy style. It is a woman's petite, but she is very petite, so it should work just fine. Now let's get them in the stuff sacks. I have my Sea to Summit dry stuff sack, and Kaylee has a blue Sea to Summit dry stuff sack. All right, now let's stuff them in there. Trickier to stuff inside the stuff sack, but now I always put my sleeping bag in the bottom, and each of these packs has a liner in there to make sure to keep everything extra dry. This pack is way more water resistant, almost waterproof than mine, so now you're going to want to get it down and lay it flat. Alright, now that that's done, let's move on to sleeping pads. Alright, I'll be taking my Nemo Tensor insulated pad, and Kaylee will be taking the Thermarest Neo Air. Now, I did just do a video comparing these two, so if you haven't seen that and you're interested, check it out right here. Otherwise, let's get them in the bag.
Flat as well.
Alright, the next thing I like to pack in there usually, I put in my first aid kit. We're just going to share this one so we don't both need one. So I'll put that in my pack. Next is, and this is a question for Kaylee, this is a Sea to Summit reactor liner, so if she feels like she's going to be very cold, I haven't checked the temperature yet this weekend, got down to about 38, 40 this past weekend when I was on a trip. This helps keep you even warmer. You put it inside the sleeping bag for an extra protection. So, is this something you would like to take just in case you're cold?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alright. I'm going to be taking my Gossamer Gear thin foam pad just to put under my sleeping pad for a little extra warmth. raincoats. This is my this is my Light Heart Gear raincoat. It's starting to rain, so we gotta pack up. This is my Light Heart Gear raincoat, and Kaylee's gonna be using my Marmot raincoat. We'll get it in a minute. I'll be taking my sleep booties. I did forget these on my last trip. They're getting wet, and I only have one pair. So whoever's the coldest will get to use these. All right, sleeping pots. Both our sleeping pots are by Snow Peak. I have my MSR Pocket Rocket 2 in here. She also has a Pocket Rocket 2 and the fuel canister. Why don't I get a bag? She wants to know why she doesn't get a bag. I don't have an extra one. I also only have one pillow, so I'll be taking this and putting it in here. One of the things I'm gonna grab from inside is puffies. I have extra puffy jackets that we can put in here. This is a rain cover, but it goes with the Osprey Aura because this one's rain resistant. Kaylee won't need to bring that. Chuck it. My backpack has a sit pad right in the back. Kaylee's does not, so I'm gonna have her carry in the side pocket a sit pad so she can sit down. I have the puffy jackets inside, which I'll go grab. I'm gonna be, for my puffy, I'll be using my Enlightened Equipment Torrid, and Kaylee will be using my Patagonia puffy. And then I just stuff mine down in the cracks. Some of the things I'll be putting on the outside that we really only need to carry one of: my water filter, water bladder. I'll get some more toilet paper and wipies and our poop scoop, and then Garmin InReach. And so I'll carry these things. As for headlamps, I'll be carrying my Petzl Bindi, and Kaylee will have the Petzl Arctic Core. I pressed the button on this side. It's okay. Rechargeable battery packs. I'm going to take the Anchor 20,000 and have her carry the 10,000. We're only going for one night. We'll never need that much, but we can at least both charge up this way by having two. Okay. Next is clothing. In here I have a pair of thin thermal leggings. I'm letting Kaylee use my thicker ones. I don't know, we're gonna check the weather. She might not need the top, maybe just the bottoms. I have a buff in here and a hat. So Kaylee has another buff that I have about 6. And I'll find a bag for her to put her stuff in. All right, always carry a pair of spare socks and a pair of underwear, spare pair of underwear. I'll get another pair of hiking socks for Kaylee to carry a spare. She may just have to use a Ziploc gallon bag because I only have one dry sack. And then it is hunting season, and we'll be leaving on a Saturday. So I'm gonna bring my orange hat, and she's got an orange hat and a warmer one. I see that.
Is it gone?
Yeah.
Is it gone?
I thought so.
Is it?
I don't see it.
Well, is it in my stuff? I don't know.
No, it's gone. Okay, note to everybody, if you hadn't noticed, she's a very girly girl and just screamed from a bee. So this should be very interesting.
You've got a baby slug on there. It's cute. Don't worry.
I'm not gonna hurt it. All right, there we go. So orange gear, but I'm not gonna pack that right now. No, as you'll see in the upcoming question and answer part that we'll be doing in just a few minutes, I have to take my 2-person tent. We didn't want to sleep in 2 separate tents, but I'm gonna take my Big Agnes Fly Creek UL 2-person tent, and I'll carry the tent. Kaylee will probably carry the poles so we can split up the weight, and then I have the ground cloth that right now that we have everything on. So we'll wait out and see who's gonna carry what. Usually I carry my bear bag to hang, but I have had a lot of trouble lately getting this hung up because of my shoulder, and it's hard at night sometimes. I'm just tired and I don't want to do it. And I know, it's not that hard. I get it. You can tell me all the reasons why. It's easy. But just to try, and because I know at some point I will have to have this, I did buy a Bear Vault bear canister, and I thought because we're splitting up some of the weight, I'm going to try that this weekend. Also, I'll let you know where we're going in the upcoming question and answer part, and it's not such an elevation gain, so it won't be too bad to carry the extra weight. So it's going to be a great time to try this out. I'll be doing a short video on, the specs and price and everything on the bear canister. But for now, that's what we're going to use for food storage. Also, we'll be carrying our hiking poles. I love to have my hiking poles with me. They really help. These are Black Diamond, and I have the cork handles and they're ergonomically correct. Kaylee has a pair of hiking poles too. I believe they are also black diamond, and her handles are more spongy. Hers are trail back. I don't know what mine are because it's all worn off and I've had them a long time. So that is pretty much the gear we're going to take. We're going to go shopping for food, but stay tuned. We're going to sit down with something to drink and go over a few questions that I have for Kaylee and see if she has any for me. All right.
Look at the size of that worm!
Yep, that is it.
Oh my gosh! You're about to be on your own. I don't know about this anymore. Oh my gosh, that thing is giant. That's disgusting. My backpack was touching that. I'm scared, Mom. Oh, worm slime on me.
Honey, there's no worm slime. Take this.
No, I'm done. Mama, oh my God, I'm done.
I'll have to go check on her, but there's a very large worm. I'll show you in just a minute. Some of it got on her, so hang on just a minute and I'll show you what that looks like. I think I'm on my own to get the gear in. All right, that is the said worm that freaked her out. It's a pretty big worm, I must say. But we are back. So we just had to get everything inside. It was starting to rain and I didn't want to pack wet gear. So we had to gather that all up and bring it inside, and now it's done raining, at least for the moment. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is camp shoes. I had forgotten my Crocs inside, but Kaylee also has Crocs. And so we're each gonna bring our own camp shoes, and she's gonna borrow a pair of my hiking shoes that I have that are a little small for me. So she'll have better shoes than just regular sneakers. On Saturday morning, when we pack the final touches in our bags before we head out, we'll do a weight check and we'll let you know in the next video what our pack weights are. Now, just to go over a few questions. So first off, Kaylee does have type 1 diabetes, and so we have to really think about that when we're bringing food, because she needs a lot of low carb stuff, low carb, high protein basically. So when we're food shopping, we're going to really have to think about that. So that'll be one little thing, and of course she'll have to bring her insulin and stuff. So those are some considerations we will probably talk more about when we're doing our actual trip. So my first question is for Miss Kaylee, what are you most excited about?
I'm hoping that this will give me a new outlook and perspective on things, because I've obviously never slept out in the woods before, so I feel like that's a pretty big thing to do as an individual. So I'm nervous, but I think it'll be good to push myself.
I'm really excited. I originally asked her if she wanted, I have more than one tent, if she wanted to sleep in separate tents, and she was like, no way, we're in the same tent. That's why we're gonna snuggle into my 2-person tent. It says 2-person, but it's a pretty tight fit. So my next question is, what are you most worried about?
I'm most worried about something going wrong with my diabetes, like getting low blood sugar and being out in the middle of nowhere. That's what I'm most worried about.
Is there anything that really scares you besides that?
I am most scared about bugs, frogs, and monsters.
As you can see from the bugs earlier, but she did still say, even after she said she was done, that she's still coming with me. So we hopefully can conquer those fears. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
All right, I think she's used to my crazy adventures and everything I've done. Tried to assure will be great. So I hope you guys will join us to see the video of our actual hike. Thanks so much for following along and joining us on our crazy adventures. Hope you all have a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next video.